Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We have an interesting article here, and the article talks about some comments that former President of the United States of America, Donald Trump, made regarding Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That is, or will be, if they get a nomination of their parties, they will be the opponents. They will fight, to get elected for the office of the President of the United States of America. So, Donald Trump makes some very interesting comments, and comments seem to be, positive. So why would you make some positive comments towards your enemy when you're going to be running against him? Well, I think there's at least two reasons why, the most important ones that I can see. There might be some other ones, but these are the ones that I see. Now, paying compliments to your enemy, or one that could be your enemy, it's very strange, isn't it? So let's see this article coming from HuffPost. And it is from today, the 27th of June, 2023. And the title reads, Donald Trump makes outrageous comparison to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Well, let's see what Donald Trump said about Robert F. Kennedy Jr. The former president talked up the science-denying Democrat after Newsmax noted how jacked he was in a shirtless push-ups video. That's true, I saw that, looks very good. The thing is here, from the very beginning, you understand that Ron Dicker is a dick, which is, he is already telling us we should not like the Democrat, which is Robert F. Kennedy. So from the very beginning, this guy is a hack, okay? He's just opinion forming here. He just wants to tell us, don't love this guy, as you already are not supposed to love this guy. Okay, Ronnie, let's move on. So I saw him, very good push-ups, very good body for his age. I was impressed, but I don't want to be an asshole, but I will try to say something about that. He is anti-medication. I did sports and I have some knowledge in certain areas, including medications that could help you look in a certain way. So I'm not saying that Robert F. Kennedy uses anything to look that slim and good in the same time at his age. Congratulations to him. Look at the actors. When you see actors, in 1 month they look in a certain way, and after 3 months they look differently. That happened not because they had only private trainers. It happened because they had private, you know what that is. So, and it's not this, but something else. So let's go back here. Donald Trump on Monday praised anti-vaxxer. Again, Dickie is at it. Democratic presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to multiple outlets on Monday, and a few of the comments were doozies. Okay, here's a common sense guy. I'm quoting Trump. He's a common sense guy, and so am I. So whether you're conservative or liberal, common sense is common sense. Trump told radio host Howie Carr per mediating, adding that Kennedy was a very smart guy. So why would you say this, pay all this respect and nice words towards your opponent? Okay, let's see further. Later, the Newsmax host Eric Bolling noted how jacked Kennedy looked while doing push-ups shirtless in a viral video. Trump said, and I'm quoting, I respect him. A lot of people respect him. He has some very important points to be made. He has some very important points to be made. So, what are we going to do here? What's happening then? Why do you think that, again, right here, the science-denying Kennedy has spread ba-ba-ba-bee-boo-boo-bee-bee-beam, and asserted falsely the childhood vaccine caused autism. He also raised eyebrows last week by saying that Russia has acted in quote-unquote good faith amid its invasion of Ukraine, and I will add that he also said, and I'm quoting Robert Kennedy, we didn't, end quote. And Trump has another reason to like him. Kennedy has also lauded the ex-president's debating skills. So this is really This is the video with Kennedy. So in this world that these weasels are trying to create for us, you can't see and you can't acknowledge valor, quality. You're not supposed to. And that's wrong. Well, only valor when it's on your side. When it's on the other side, it's no valor. I disagree totally with that. Courage is universal, because the act of courage is not about if I am courageous, if I do this, if I jump in the fire and save someone over there from a house that's burning, I'm very courageous. Correct. I'm a hero, I am. But let's say you have a convict that breaks loose from the police officer that just abducted him. And he jumps in the fire and gets out the person over there. Wouldn't you not call that person a hero? You would not call that person courageous? I would definitely do that, because it's the action that gives the definition, the name, the term, not the person who does it. That's why people in war, they understand when they meet someone with a medal of honor for bravery, they understand that person could have done that against his army, his interest, but bravery is bravery. So here we have JFK, yes, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. saying that Trump is a good debater. That's his opinion. You don't like it? Bring counter-arguments. You don't have. So it's wrong. You can't do that. Now, why would they do this? Let's go to the question at the beginning of this video. Why would Trump praise Kennedy? One, he either thinks that Robert Kennedy is better for him to debate than would be someone else that he envisions. Therefore, he would rather have a weaker opponent than a one that he has less ammunition against. Probably has a stock of ammunition for each person. For Biden has this much, for Kennedy has this much, but Biden would not get to that point. Biden could not be resuscitated when the the whole election and all debates are going to occur. They can stick whatever they want in his nostrils. They could do whatever they want. They could. I think he's going to get like a dead battery where the sulfuric acid is gone. You can't recharge a battery. So, a car battery has acid in it. When you charge that battery too many times, it uses that acid, and the acid, it loses its property. And at one point you can try to charge it, is not going to charge certain things over there. They were good. So it uses the properties. The same with Biden. He will not be able to recharge. Like you get tired and you drink coffee. It's a point beyond. You can drink how much coffee you want. Your body shuts down. I think that's what's going to happen with Biden if he doesn't before the 2024 election cycle, whenever the campaign, let's put it this way. So Trump, I think, sees him maybe as an easier target, hear me, let's do this one. Let's say Kennedy, which I don't think, I'm 99% certain Kennedy will not get the nomination. So when Kennedy is not going to get a nomination, what if Trump gets the nomination, which I think he would if these guys allow him to run, he gets together with Kennedy. You say, oh man, you're crazy. Remember Kucinich, Dennis Kucinich, and which I like in certain aspects. His policies, not his moves, or not in that way. So we have this guy. What if these guys make a common front? Do you think they're going to alienate some Republicans? Probably. But for instance, for me, and I'm not a Republican, because I think what these guys are considering Republican and Democrats are almost the same. It's the same party with just two different names. That's how I got to understand it. And if I'm so dumb, I am allowed to be so dumb. But here is what I found. So it's not about Democrats and Republicans or vice versa. So you never know what's going on. Maybe these guys form something together. We have a lot of coalition government all over the world with parties that are really on the opposite aisle, but they make a coalition and they somehow rule the country. The problem is here, we have to take into consideration the most important thing. Not the president, not the electorate, not the process. You got a big entity, and that entity is on its own, doesn't answer to anything I said so far. So it doesn't really matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat or a coalition. These guys are right here. So for people who are aware of certain things, they understand exactly what I'm saying. And that's, when you get elected, in today's, some of these missionaries, they show up and they're going to show you some missionary positions in the Oval Office and tell you how things are run. And then what are you going to do about it? You can't. Why? You can't. You can't. The thing is too big. So could be that maybe Robert and Donald get together if they don't get a nomination. If they get a nomination, which I don't think they get it. What's his name? Kennedy will not be allowed. He's verboten. 0. Not gonna get it. Trump might. So maybe if he gets over there, and over there gets Kamala or whomever they get over there, whatever, cuckoo head, like, these guys want, then these guys say, okay, how about you come over here? If you come over here and we go together, you're going to bring some Democrats, you're going to lose maybe some Republicans, but you're going to have a lot of people. For instance, for me, I like Kennedy. I like Kennedy a lot, actually. Yeah, I know he's okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Why should I listen to Dickie with Mr. Dick over there? Why should I give him the authority? I don't give him anything. I mean, he's a weasel. He knows exactly what to do and what to say. He works for Huffington Post, after all, right? So, I would vote if I would have to, let's say, I can give you right here. I don't know but if I have here, first, I don't vote for a Democrat by definition, and if I don't have on the Republican side anybody that looks like someone, then I don't even bother. Why? I can support, I don't want to be a participant. And then, whomever gets over there, I can have the biggest mouth, because I didn't vote for you, and you up everybody. I don't like, you didn't vote, you can't say. No, I didn't vote because I didn't agree with what they brought for me to vote for. Garbage. I don't want this garbage. Okay? So I'm not going to participate. You promote them, you work within the system, you get him elected, when or he or she up, I can yell as hard as I want. I don't like this. Why? Because I never voted for that guy. I disagree with him. You promoted him. You put him in place. If he's doing a good job, good job. If you don't do a good job, hey, what's going on here? Who voted for this weasel? I hope they do a good job, but it's kind of like impossible because it's not really up to them. It's up to entity. I can't use all kind of euphemisms here. So I think that's why Trump is praising Robert Kennedy, including the fact that he thinks that by doing that and Kennedy losing, the primaries over there in the Democratic Party, some people might come over here because, see, Trump was kind of like common sense. Now, is Trump common sense? We all have common sense, limited common sense. So people say, Trump has no common sense. If he did not have common sense, how in the hell is he a billionaire? I mean, you can't be a person without common sense and calculate a little bit, be real, assess reality as it is, and plan in order to win. Building a house, if you're unreasonable, you don't use common sense, you will not be able to build a house. You have to use that. So in business, you have to have common sense, a lot of it. Where a lot of politicians who call Trump, oh, you don't have common sense. This is what Dickey implied. And implied also that Robert Kennedy has no common sense. I think it's much logical than him at the beginning of his article and at the end telling us that that guy is bad dude, bad business. Well, good job, Dickey, but whatever you said, I don't know, man. Too much. I can go on and on with this, with Dickey, with Trump, with this, with with free speech and all that. We live in a really, really nasty society. That's what I think. And the problem is nasty people have a lot of power. And I'm not talking about Democrats or nasty people have a lot of power. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.